Good day to you, sir. I'm going to explain the evolution of customs valuation, provide the formal name for the WTO valuation agreement, and give a brief explanation on how the customs authority determines the amount of duty to be imposed on imported goods based on the present method adopted, which is the transaction value. First is evolution of customs valuation in the Philippines. Customs valuation in the Philippines has evolved to promote fairness, transparency, and uniformity in the assessment of import duties. So I have four subsections to explain. First is subsection A, pre-WTO period, arbitrary and reference values before the adoption of international standards. Customs valuation in the Philippines relied on home consumption value, export value, or reference indicative values. These methods often resulted in inconsistent valuation, disputes, and opportunities for undervaluation or overvaluation. Subsection B, GATT-based valuation system with the country's participation in the General Agreement on Tariffs and Trade. The Philippines began aligning its customs valuation practices with international norms, but however, valuation was still not fully standardized and remained subject to customs discretion. Subsection C, WTO valuation system, modern period. When the Philippines became a member of the World Trade Organization, it adopted a uniform valuation framework based on the actual price paid or payable for imported goods. This system was formally institutionalized through national customs laws and regulations. Moving on to subsection D, legal adoption in the Philippines, the WTO valuation system is now implemented through the Customs Modernization and Tariff Act CMTA, ensuring that customs valuation is objective, predictable, and compliant with international standards. Number 2, formal name of the WTO Valuation Agreement. So the formal name of the WTO Valuation Agreement is Agreement on Implementation of Article 7 of the General Agreement on Tariffs and Trade 1994. So this agreement establishes the rules and methods for determining the customs value of imported goods among WTO member countries. Number 3, present method adopted. Transaction value method. The Philippines currently uses the transaction value method as a primary basis for customs valuation. So, how customs determines the duty to be imposed. Number 1 is to determine the transaction value. This is the price actually paid or payable by the importer to the exporter for the goods when sold for export to the Philippines. Number 2, add mandatory adjustments, if applicable. Customs add certain costs to the declared price such as freight and insurance, commissions and brokerage fees, packing costs, royalties and license fees related to the goods. Number 3 is to compute the customs value. The adjusted transaction value becomes the customs value. Number 4, apply the tariff rate. Customs applies the applicable tariff duty rate to the customs value to determine the amount of duty payable. So, what is the importance of transaction value method? First is to reflect actual commercial reality, reduces arbitrariness and disputes, promotes transparency and fairness, aligns Philippine customs practice with WTO standards. Summary statement. So the evolution of customs valuation in the Philippines, it reflects a shift from discretionary methods to a rules-based transaction. It focused system under the WTO framework. By adopting the transaction value method, Philippine Customs ensures accurate duty assessment, trade facilitation, and compliance with international obligations.